Look up from your telescope, take me on this journey home. I don't wanna wait no more.
Hey guys, so for today's video I thought I would do something a little bit different. So today I'm doing something I've never done before, which is a get ready with me. So obviously I'm not really going anywhere, so this is a get ready with me to take some Instagram photos. So I thought I would just film myself doing my makeup, ready to take some Instagram photos, and maybe show you guys the outfits that I plan to take photos into. There are two main outfits that I want to take photos in today. Obviously I might have time to do some more, but there are two main outfits that I want to take pictures in, I think. I was going to do this as a behind the scenes as well, but I'm having to use the camera that I film on as the camera that I take pictures on because my iPhone is full. But yeah, let's get into the makeup, shall we? Okay, so first things first, I'm going to be starting with primer, of course. And so I am using one that before lockdown had actually started to become a favourite of mine, and that is the Becca First Light Priming Filter Instant Complexion Refresh Primer. It just looks like this. I got this at Glamour Beauty Festival last year, and I feel like I've been using this more so ever since. Like, I've definitely been using this more than the Smashbox primer when I have been wearing makeup, more so I'd say before lockdown. But yeah, so I'm going to pop that on the back of my hand and then pop it all over my face. It is a little bit runny, which does make it a bit awkward. I've shown it before, but it just comes out like this. It's just purple, and it smells really good too. Like, it's really, I don't know, it smells like sweet. Like, that's the only way I know how to describe it. So I'm just going to pop that all over my face now. I feel like you really don't need a lot of this in one area, as it is runny, so it does, like, spread out quite easily, if that makes sense. So now I'm just going to blend that in all over my face. It smells so good. I can't explain the scent, but it is so nice. Okay, primer done. So now I'm going to be doing concealer. So I'm just going to be using the Rimmel Lasting Radiance Concealer. This is just in the shade Ivory. This is not the usual Rimmel concealer I would use. I would normally use the Wake Me Up. But when I went to get this, I actually couldn't find the Wake Me Up concealer, so I don't know if they've discontinued it or if they just didn't have any that day. But I figured the packaging of this and the product itself essentially look pretty much identical to Wake Me Up. So I just picked this up in Ivory, which is the shade I would normally get in the Wake Me Up concealer. And I'm just going to pop this all over my face. And recently, I say recently, but like the few times I've worn this, I kind of prefer to use a brush to blend it out rather than a sponge recently. I just feel like with the concealer it works better. So I'm going to be doing that, and then sometimes I'll go over it with a sponge if I feel like it needs to be like a bit heavier, I guess. But yeah, so I'm just going to pop that all over my face. Under the eyes, I feel like recently, again I say recently, I mean before lockdown and when I've actually worn makeup, I feel like I kind of like to do under the eyes and around the nose with a concealer brush, just because I feel like it gets it a little bit easier. And the same as the bigger brush, I feel like it just buffs it out a lot nicer. So like I said, just starting by putting it all over my face. I kind of just like to start with a first layer, shall we say, first, then kind of touch up anywhere that I feel needs it. Okay, I think that's a good start. So now I'm just taking my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush and I'm just going to blend that out. Recently, I feel like I prefer a brush for this, just because, also if I keep saying recently, obviously I mean when I have actually bothered to wear makeup, mostly to film or take photos, and when we weren't in lockdown I was wearing makeup. But I don't actually think I wore this concealer before lockdown. I feel like I bought it and then I didn't wear it. So, yeah. But, like I say, recently I have really been liking a brush for concealer. I just feel like it works it in better. And then, like I say, sometimes I'll go over it with a sponge if I feel like it needs a bit more. But I feel like while I'm just in the house, I'm really liking, even to take photos, I'm really liking lighter coverage because it's just easier to take off at the end of the day or whenever I decide to take it off. So now I'm just going in with a little bit more just to kind of top it up. And I think I'm going to go in with my concealer brush just under the eyes and around the nose. Although I do find I have issues with foundation and concealer on my nose anyway. They just never really go on as well. I feel like my nose is kind of dry a lot of the time, which just, I feel like makes it hard to apply concealers and foundations because they don't like stick on my nose properly, if that makes sense. If you know anything I can do about that, please let me know in the comments. Okay, so I'm just going over kind of the outer areas, I guess, with my Expert Face brush, and then I'm just going to go over the nose and everything with my concealer brush. I can't remember the exact name of the concealer brush, I'll get it in a second. Okay, I think that's the best I'm going to get. Honestly, the photos are going to be taken from kind of a distance, so you're probably not going to see that much of my makeup anyway. I just like to have makeup on when I take Instagram photos. Okay, so now I'm taking my Real Techniques Expert Concealer Brush. I think I'm going to add a little bit more just because it's kind of like soaked in a little bit, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it. So I'm just going to pop a little bit more around my nose where it's kind of dry and red and I want to cover it up. And under my eyes, because I just tend to have dark under eyes. And then I'm going to go in with my concealer brush. I apologise if the brushes that I showed today look a tad grubby. Honestly, because I haven't been wearing makeup, I haven't even thought to clean my brushes recently. But they're in desperate need of a clean. So I should probably do that soon. Just getting under the eyes. Honestly, I never used to use this brush or the Expert Face brush that much. But like I said before, with concealer, I'm just really preferring a brush. Yeah, it's not going on properly on the nose. Like I said, they're going to be taken from a distance anyway, so it should be fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. So long as you can see that I have makeup on and I made an effort for the photo, I feel like it doesn't matter that much. Okay, so now I'm going to go over everything with a sponge. So I'm just taking my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion sponge and I'm just going to kind of go over everything just to kind of make sure it's all blended. And then I think I'm done for concealer. I mean, I probably should take it down my neck, to be fair, although you can't really see much of my neck in this jumper. But obviously I'm not going to be taking photos in this jumper, so I'm going to take this down my neck in a second. Just blending it out on the face. Yeah, it's a bit patchy, it's not perfect, mostly on the nose, like I said. Concealer and foundation just never go on my nose properly. I don't really know why. I think it's because it's dry. If you saw my Glamour Beauty Festival vlog, you'll know the woman at the Pixie counter when she was doing my facial just said to moisturise a bit more. I think I left that bit in. I feel like I left the whole facial in essentially just because I felt like it would teach people a bit more and it was there for me to look back on to remember kind of the advice the woman had given me so that I could use it myself, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm going to stop rambling now and take this concealer down my neck. Okay, I don't know how this is going to work with this jumper. Probably going to end up with like a concealer line along my jumper. But it's fine, I'm not taking photos in this jumper. I'm just wearing this simply to film. So I'm just going to take that down my neck. I feel like I kind of have a weird way of doing this. I just kind of slap it on and then blend it out and go from there. I feel like I'm running out of concealer already and I've hardly used it. Maybe it's just the amount I use. Oops, missed the pot completely there. Okay, that's gonna have to do. I feel like it's already getting on my jumper. And I'm just gonna take that same Expert Face brush and just buff that out. I'm definitely gonna get this on my jumper. Oh no. Oh well, I'll just have to throw my jumper and wash after this. And then I think I'm also going to go in with a bit more with a sponge. Okay, sponge. Again, just the same Miracle Complexion sponge. Just taking that down my neck. Again, like I said before, I'm not expecting this to be perfect. The photos are for the most part going to be taken from a distance. They're more of like an outfit picture, I feel like. So it's not like a necessity that my makeup looks really good. Okay, neck done. So now I'm going to powder. I'm just using my usual Rimmel Stay Matte powder. And I'm just going to take my usual Real Techniques powder brush. Honestly, I have 3 of these powders and they all look like this right now. So it was a case of pick the one that looks like it has the most in it. Definitely need to get another one. But since I'm not wearing makeup at the moment, I just don't see the point in buying another one until I'm actually wearing makeup again and properly and, you know, leaving the house properly again. Which, who knows, it could be the end of the year before we're actually leaving the house properly at this point. I'm guessing the end of the year. So long as Christmas isn't cancelled, we're good. I'm ready for Christmas. Is that bad? I feel like it's so bad that I'm like ready for Christmas already. But I feel like it's because everybody's kind of like, you know what, we're probably not going to be out of this till like near Christmas. Might as well just get excited for Christmas when things might be a little bit more normal again. Obviously, don't get me wrong, I love summer, but when the weather's like this and it's just not summer-like, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's just really gloomy. But I just don't like rainy, wet, gloomy weather. I like when it's like 30 degrees outside and I can like sit in the sun and just enjoy like eating outside and doing things outside and playing outside with the dogs. And do you know what I mean? I feel like I'm rambling a bit, but again, it's been a while since I last filmed, and so I feel like when I haven't filmed for quite a while, I just talk a lot. So yeah, if you want to see actually a video where I just like talk a lot and answer questions, if you haven't seen it yet, my last video was a Q&A. So I will link it in the, I'm trying to think which side the iCard's on. I think it's this side. I'll link it in the iCard on this side and in the description if you want to go check that out. Okay, I think I've powdered enough. I'm just gonna take my blush brush, this is the Real Techniques blush brush, and get the eyes a little bit more, as I feel like this just gets the eye area a little bit better. There we go, now that I'm probably over powdered. Next is bronzer. Now if you've watched probably any of my makeup videos, you will know I only use the same bronzer all the time, and that is the Benefit Huda bronzer. So I'm going to be taking my Real Techniques multitask brush, and I'm just going to pop that just below my cheekbones right there and up kind of towards my temples slightly onto my forehead. Okay, now for the other side. Okay, I think I'm bronzed up enough now. So now I just like to take my powder brush again and kind of just dip in and just do the jawline and down the neck, just so it doesn't look like too uneven. Okay, so next is a blush. So I'm going to be using the Zoella X Colourpop Soulmate Blush. I'm going to be honest, this has technically expired, but I don't feel like I've used enough of this. I feel like I could get way more use out of this, which is funny because I've used this non-stop for pretty much over a year and it's still pretty much full, so that's great. But yeah, plus honestly, I'm only really using this since it's expired, as I don't have another blush. Weirdly, this is the only blush I own. I need to find another one, so if anyone has any blush recommendations that are kind of similar to this shade, I feel like it's not coming up properly on camera, but if anyone knows of any good blush recommendations or anything that look kind of like the Zoella X Colourpop one, please let me know in the comments, as I kind of want to try a new blush when I buy another one, rather than go back to the Benefit Dandelion, although I do kind of want to go back to the Benefit Dandelion blush. I don't know, but if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments. And now I'm just going to take my blush brush and pop that on from the apples of my cheeks, just upwards. Now moving on to highlight. So for my cheeks, I like to use this Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess highlight. This is in the shade 01 Heat Wave, and it just looks like this. Honestly, it's so beautiful. Again, this is another product that I got at Glamour Beauty Festival last year, and I'm just going to be applying that with my Kylie Cosmetics large angled blending brush. I think that's the name of the brush. Honestly, I can't remember. And I'm just going to dip into that. I just use the tip of the brush and just pop that on. I absolutely love the pigment of this highlighter. It is so beautiful. It really doesn't take a lot of product to get a stunning highlight. I'm really curious as to whether Glamour Beauty Festival will be on again this year, because I know they probably had to cancel the earlier one. I'm not really sure, because that one was in London and we didn't go to London, we went to Manchester. But yeah, I'm kind of hoping Glamour Beauty Festival is still on at the end of this year, just because it was so much fun and the goodie bag was like insane. We got so much amazing stuff, and honestly I got 3 videos out of Glamour Beauty Festival: a vlog, a haul, and a first impressions video. So it was like good content wise as well. Okay, so now I'm going to do my second highlighter, which is this one right here. This is just the e.l.f. Metallic Flare highlighter in the shade White Gold. Are you okay, Chase? And it just looks like this. I love highlighters that have like a really nice pattern in them. I don't know, I just feel like it's really pretty. I'm going to be using the same mirror from the Estee Lauder one. And I'm just going to be using my Spectrum A10 small fan brush for this. And I just use this highlighter down my nose and along the tip of my nose, because I don't want as intense of a highlight for my nose as the Estee Lauder one. So I just use this as it's quite subtle. Okay, highlighter done. I think I overdid it a little bit on the tip, but it'll be fine. You can never have too much highlighter, right? Okay, I guess we finally made it to the eyes then. Now, I'm between 2 palettes as to which one I want to use. It's between the Roxy X Revolution Ride or Die palette or the Kylie Jenner Dear Santa palette. I feel like I'm feeling Roxy's palette, just because it's the shade, it has the shade in it that I would normally use for this kind of look. But I do love Kylie's palette. I think I'm going to go with the Roxy palette. So, next up for the eyes, I'm going to be taking the Roxy X Revolution Ride or Die eyeshadow palette. If you haven't seen this palette before, it just looks like this. It is gorgeous. There is such an array of shades in here. I absolutely love it. But the shade I'm going to be going with is this one right here, which is Cookie. It just makes like a really nice transition shade, and it works for this kind of look when I want something a little bit more natural and a bit simple. So I'm going to be taking my Kylie Cosmetics medium angle blending brush. This is just the kind of brush I use on the crease. And I'm just going to dip into Cookie and pop that through my crease and onto my outer corner. I'm thinking based on the time right now, I'm probably only going to have time to take pictures in 1 or 2 outfits. But that's fine. I can always take more at some point. I just want to have some kind of content banked up, I guess you'd say, so that once I'm back off my social media break, which should hopefully be the end of this week, I have something to post. Obviously by the time you're watching this, I'll probably already be back, and some of these photos may be posted already. Okay, I think that's okay. I like it kind of natural. It just adds a bit of depth back into the eye. And then I'm going to be taking my Kylie Cosmetics medium blending brush, and I'm just going to be taking this shade right here, which is kind of like, I guess, it's not showing up properly on camera, I'm sorry, but it's kind of like a creamy white, I guess. I don't really know. If you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know I'm terrible at describing things. But yeah, and I'm just going to put that on this brush. And I just like to pop that on that little bit that I haven't put any product on. It just kind of works, not as a base shade, although I feel like this shade would be a beautiful base shade. But it just kind of adds a little freshness, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. I'm sorry. And then I'm just going to go back in with the medium angle blending brush and back in with Cookie, and I'm just going to fix kind of the outer corner and the crease. Again, I'm not expecting this to be perfect because, like, I haven't worn makeup in ages, and I feel like, is anybody else the same? When you haven't worn makeup in a while, you just can't do makeup as well anymore. Like, I feel like my makeup never goes as well when I've not worn makeup in a while. Yeah, and then I'm going to use that same brush, and I'm just going to take Boo kind of under the brow bone just to kind of clean up and soften the edges a little bit. And now we're onto the winged liner. Let's hope this goes well. So I'm using the Zoella X Colourpop what's the name of this liner? Creme Gel Liner. You can tell I haven't used this in a while. This one is in the shade XOXO, which is the black one. Honestly, I ran out of Sincerely Yours, the brown creme gel liner, because I used it so much. And in the end, there was like a tiny bit left and it actually fell out and I couldn't get it back in. So I kind of had to stop using that. But I pretty much used it up. So this is what it looks like. It's just, I love that you can just see Chase's legs in the background. It's just essentially a black liner with, I think it was gold flecks in it. But yeah, so I'm just going to try my best to do a winged liner. It might not go perfect, my wings never go that well, but we're going to try. I apologise if the mirror blocks my face for this part. I kind of need to hold it like really close to make sure that I'm like getting the liner in the right place. Okay, I feel like I need to like draw it on the back of my hand to start off for a bit. Okay, so the liner part, the first liner part has actually gone well. I like to start with the basic liner first, then move into my wing. Okay, so the general liner has gone pretty well. I was going to leave it like this, but I feel like it just looks odd with this look without a wing because I'm used to wearing this look with a wing. So we're going to try it. I feel like it's just not going on very well. Okay, it's definitely not going that well. Why is it not going on? No! It just broke off. Okay, if this one fails, I might have to go grab my other black liner. I mean, on the bright side, it's going on a lot better. Since it broke, it's just not very pointed anymore. And so I'm having to kind of use the edge. Okay, it's definitely not my best work. But I feel like we're going to roll with it. Because you're not going to see it up close in the photos that much anyway. From what I kind of have envisioned in my head of how I want the photos to look. Okay, now to try the other side. Okay, so far that one's actually going better. We'll see. Okay, I want to get it to like the same thickness. Oh no. Okay, so next I'm going to be doing my inner corner highlight. I'm not really sure what shade I want to use for this. I'm thinking I want to go to the Kylie palette for inner corner highlight. And I'm thinking I'm going to go in with this one, which is Secret Santa. It's just a really nice shimmery white. And I'm going to take that on my Kylie Cosmetics small blending brush, small eyeshadow brush. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a small brush. It just looks like this. It's super tiny, and so it's like nice for the inner corner and kind of precise areas, I guess. So I'm just going to pack that on my brush. Okay, I feel like I packed a little bit too much on, but inner corner highlight is done. So now for mascara, and I'm just using the Too Faced Damn Girl Mascara. Again, I got this at Glamour Beauty Festival. I feel like a lot of my makeup I own is from Glamour Beauty Festival, from the goodie bag, because there was just so much stuff in there that I just haven't had to actually buy makeup myself for a while. I do feel the wand on this is too big for my eyes though. Like, it's literally nearly the size of my eye. I swear the amount of times I've poked myself in the eye with this brush trying to get mascara on is unreal. But I do absolutely love this mascara though. It's such a good mascara. It gives the best look to my lashes. Like, look at the difference between this eye and this eye. Just makes my lashes look so good. Okay, on to the next eye. I feel like this eye is the hardest because I've got to kind of like twist my hand round. Whoops, nearly stuck it in my eyebrow then. Okay, that'll do. So that's my lashes. Now I'm just going to do the bottom lashes, which honestly with this brush is so hard. Again, it makes them look amazing, but this brush is just too big, I feel like, for my eyes. Like, I just nearly poked myself in the eye just then. Just blinking. Maybe if I got a mini version of this, the wand wouldn't be so big. Because honestly, I feel like I do want to repurchase this mascara when I run out because it's just so good. Okay, mascara done. I'm going to try not to blink too heavily. Otherwise, I feel like it kind of like prints on my lower lash line, if that makes sense. Okay, I think all that's left to do now is the lip. So for the lip, I am going with a lipstick that I actually have rarely used, I think. I don't think I've used this that often. And that is the... I can't remember the name of it. I know it's a Milani lipstick. It's a... it's on the back of it. Haha. So I'm going to be using the Milani Amore Matte Metallic Lip Creme lipstick. You could totally tell I was reading that off the back of this, as it says it right there. But yeah, I haven't used this much, but I actually got this for Christmas, I think. Maybe a couple of years ago, actually. But I've rarely used it, and I think I've used it maybe once or twice, and I actually put this on my Christmas list that year because it was listed as a dupe for Kylie's Dancer lipstick, which still stands as one of my favourites, even though she's not selling it anymore. And so I'm going to try my best to apply this now, but I'm not very good at applying metallic lipsticks. Like, I really wish this had a liner with it. But we're going to try. I can always clean it up a bit if I need to. Okay, let's just face it, the application of this is not going to be great because I'm just not very good at metallic lipsticks. Oh no. Oh no. I think I'm gonna have to grab like a wipe or something and clean this up in a second. Or some extra concealer or something. No, I got on my teeth. You can tell I don't wear this lipstick often. I'm gonna grab some concealer and see if I can clean it up a little bit. Because I have, where is it? A mini sponge here. I can't remember the name of this. I think it's like Real Techniques Miracle Eraser Sponge or something. It's just like a little mini sponge to fix makeup mistakes. Okay, and finally to finish this look is setting spray. So I'm just using the Kylie Cosmetics Illuminating Setting Spray. This is from the holiday collection last year, but I absolutely love it. So I think I just got it in my eye. How did I get it in my eye when my eyes shut? Ow! Yep, definitely got it in my eye. Oh my gosh. Okay, and this is the finished look to take Instagram photos in. But yeah, this is the finished look up close. The wings, they're okay, they're not perfect. The lip, I feel like it looks okay on camera, which is all that matters really. So yeah, that is the finished look. Now I'm going to clear up my makeup, wipe this off the back of my hand because I don't want that in photos, and I'm going to go get into the first outfit that I want to take photos in. Okay, so, I mean, I am struggling to show this. I'm going to have to kind of pan down to show it, I feel like. But this is the first outfit. So I just have this messy hair, don't care top on. Fun fact, this is from Tesco. It's actually a pajama t-shirt, but I prefer it as an actual t-shirt because it's slightly cropped and I just think it's a really cute t-shirt. Then I have this, what is it called? It's like a Varsity Jacket on. Honestly, never worn this. It is a Justin Bieber jacket. And then if I pan down to the rest of the outfit, we just have these blue jeans, which I got at Primark last year. I did get these as an option for Glamour Beauty Festival last year, but I ended up wearing the black ones. And then I just have on these black, I guess like Chelsea style block heel boots. I've had these for a good couple of years. Again, they were Primark. A lot of my stuff is Primark. So yeah, that is the first outfit I'm going to take photos in. Okay guys, so I've just finished taking pictures in outfit number 1, which as you will have seen in the mirror shot before, was this top that says messy hair don't care and my blue jeans. And honestly, I'm so happy with how so many of them turned out. Obviously, as always when taking photos, there are some that I don't like or that came out blurry or that just didn't come out as well, honestly, as I thought. But for the most part, I'm really, really happy with how they came out. But yes, I hope you like them. My Instagram will be in the description and on the screen probably now. I've probably put it up at the beginning of the video as well. But yeah, so now it's on to outfit number 2. Okay, so this is outfit number 2. I feel like this is the outfit that may not work as it involves these. So, let me explain this a little bit. So, this playsuit I got at H&M last year. The belt, no idea, just found it in my room randomly and thought it looked cute. And the socks are Zoella Lifestyle from 2 years ago. And the thought process behind this outfit was like a glam, cozy kind of vibe. Like I said, these photos are the ones that might not work out, but we're gonna see, so I'm gonna go take them now. Okay, so I've just finished taking pictures in outfit number 2, which, as you saw, was this playsuit with the Zoella socks. Honestly, even though I said I didn't know if those photos were going to work, I feel like they turned out really well and kind of how I'd envisioned them, which is nice. But yeah, so now it's on to outfit number 3, which is the third and final outfit. Okay, so I decided to do 3 outfits, and this is the third and final one. So I just have on this red top that I got at Primark last year, I think. I'm pretty sure it was last year. And it just has Over the Moon on it here, which I'll show you properly in a second. And then I just have the same Primark blue jeans on from the first outfit, as well as the same Primark heels. So yeah, that is the third and final outfit. I'm gonna go take some pictures in it now. Okay guys, so as you'll have seen, I decided to add a third and final outfit, which was just this red top and my blue jeans. Again, I absolutely love how the photos came out. And yes, so like I said, that was the third and final outfit, which means I'm done taking photos for today. So yeah, back to me in my jumper for the outro. Okay guys, so that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up and let me know in the comments what your favourite outfit was that I took photos in. Hopefully I'll have found somewhere to kind of put the photos throughout the video. But yeah, don't forget to follow me on Instagram to see those photos. It will be up on the screen, probably over here right now or in the description. And also don't forget to subscribe right over here and turn on post notifications so that you know when I'm uploading, as obviously even I don't know when I'm uploading at the moment with lockdown. So that way you're the first to be notified when I do upload. And if you're new around here or you'd just like to watch more videos, you can click right over here. There'll be 2 more just over here to pick from, or a video on a playlist. Go check that out, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon for another video. Bye guys!